Hello, you're stuck with Wolf Gorlick. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security. Today looking at terabytes. Terabytes. At least 1.5 terabytes of data. And what happens when that data sneaks across your perimeter and out your doors? 1.5 terabytes, you're wondering what that is? Let me tell you what that is. You may have seen on the news. It's the reported number of data in bytes lost by HBO. This includes all sorts of good things, including scripts, unreleased episodes of television shows such as Game of Thrones, sensitive information like executives' email addresses and health information, and more. And it's slightly bigger, than the 200 gigabytes stolen by Sony. But whether you're at 200, or stolen from Sony rather, whether you're at 200 or 1.5 terabytes, you gotta ask yourself, really? They didn't see this? Really? No one noticed? So the tip for you is, if you're not already, monitor for large amounts of data leaving your networks. This can be done rather simply by setting up rules through network flow or rules through your perimeter firewall monitoring, and looking for large sustained network traffic flows. In one organization that I was with, I set this up using a network tap plugged into a QRadar QFlow box, forwarded to a QRadar console for rules and analysis and aggregation. And then I simply set a alert for the paltry amount of a half gigabyte. If more than a half gigabyte was being pushed out my perimeter, it would alert. Now that's detect only, right? So it would alert and the report would go on and people would notice it and it would create an offense. You can do the same sort of thing regardless of the type of flow collector and SIM you're using. Apply this to your own technology, right? The important point is actually setting up the detection and acting on it. The next step up, of course, is actually engaging prevention. Now this could be, once you've got these alerts in place, setting up a script to run when they fire off to close ports, to quarantine the box that's sending out that data. Probably a bad idea depending on what it is. But to do any number of different, remedial steps to stop the attack at that point. But I think with today's technology, I mean, you can set up a security onion box within a few minutes on a network tap, right? It doesn't have to be real hard. Don't overthink this. Minimum viable security is a thing. So with today's technology, there's really no excuse for 1.5 terabytes sneaking out to your network. Set something up, and then of course run a security exercise, test it, transfer a whole bunch of data to your favorite provider, not executive emails and scripts, of course, but I mean sample test file, maybe a gigabyte size, and make sure it detects and make sure people respond. What do you think? You got a good control here? Hit me up in comments or social media. Cheers.